Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. It's Wrestling Uncensored. Tonight, we're reviewing the latest episode of Smackdown. Roman Reigns has fired Paul Heyman. We're on the road to Day One. We're watching AEW Rampage right now. Orange Cassidy just took super kicks from the Super Elite. And Sami Zayn may have signed a new contract with the WWE following his buddy Kevin Owens. Wrestling Uncensored starts right now. Oh, 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 oh. The show is starting with Johnny and me. Hey, oh. Jade Cargill, baby. Rocking my Jade Cargill shirt, Johnny North. Oh, yeah. The best.
It's nice.
That bitch.
Nice.
Jade Cargill. Don't fuck with her. She's the best.
Looks good.
Thanks, man.
Looks good.
First AEW shirt I ever get. Jade Cargill. Had to do it. Love Jade Cargill. Love it. She's fantastic. I don't think she's on the show tonight. We're watching a, what is this, 10-man tag? 8-man tag?
Mm-hmm.
How many men? Many men.
Actually, yeah, I guess it's an 8-man, I guess.
Many men. Wish death upon me. Na, 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 na. You know? You don't know. 50 Cent?
I don't know. But what I do know.
You don't know that song, Many Men by 50 Cent? Many men. No? All right.
You know,
Sorry.
I like how Fitty talked, but I'm not big on his singing so much.
I don't really understand what you're saying, but we can move on. What do you mean?
Okay. Like I love his cameo on The Simpsons. That was great. That was about it. That was the best thing Fitty ever did.
I disagree. I'd say Get Rich or Die Trying. His new show, BMF, that he's producing is actually pretty good, too. I like 50 Cent. I'm a fan. It's an 8-man tag, right? We're doing a 10-man tag later on Rampage. Right?
My goodness. This is going to be like just tag matches tonight, then, I'm guessing. Like,
oh,
what else
no.
can you do?
And your favorite, Ty Conti versus Penelope Ford in a submission match.
Well, hopefully 2 submissions and it's over.
What do you mean 2 submissions? It'll be 1 submission.
Yeah.
I think. What?
No, you capture and then you transition to another better submission. That's the way it should be.
Okay.
Hey, I'm moving.
Yeah, well, you're a little cut off. You got to frame yourself. We're fixing you on the fly, John. Maybe don't draw attention to what we're doing on the fly, but that's okay. Shout out to Danny Brook Media, whoever that is on the chat. That's AJ. What's up, AJ? What's up, Lauren? What's up, Matthew Henley? Great to see him last Friday at the MEW show. Great to see Matthew. Brian Firth on the chat. Ryan Katz as well. What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining us live. Great fun watching you wrestle at MEW last week. Well, not quite wrestle, but well, you did a wrestling move, right? You did a choke slam off the top. You won the match, really, for your team.
Well, I think the highlight last Friday was the Mountie. I think there's no question about that. I don't know what you thought, but I thought the Mountie stole the show.
I liked Falaba. He was pretty cool.
Oh, the main event was fantastic. I mean,
yeah.
Great wrestling match, of course. But I mean, in terms of moments, that was the moment.
Yeah. Tell you, your boy Chato had a good match.
Well, the main event, yeah. Chato's
No. His other match. He wrestled twice. The first one.
Yeah, the first one was good. It was solid.
Yeah. I liked it. It was fun, but needed more Johnny North. Always need more Johnny North. But it was a lot of fun last week at mewwrestling.com, and definitely stay tuned. Follow them on all their Instagram and Twitter to know the news in the future for MEW, or stay tuned to this very program because we will be breaking news for MEW in 2022. Big things happening with that promotion. Big things happening in AEW. Brandon Cutler just took a back body drop on the outside from Trent. It is an 8-man tag, right? It's Trent, Orange, Chuck, and Rocky Romero versus the Young Bucks, Adam Cole, and Bobby Fish. That's what we're watching right now. an 8-man tag.
Right.
The 10-man
Carla's
tag.
just in the corner.
The 10-man tag will be later. It will be Eddie Kingston, Pentagon, Phoenix, Santana, Ortiz versus 2.0, Daniel Garcia, and the Acclaimed. That's later. And then we have Ty Conti versus Penelope Ford in a submission match. That's what we're seeing on Rampage tonight. Also, Dan Lambert is supposed to return and maybe
that's a segment. So that's nothing big.
Yeah, he's going to cut some sort of promo. Of course, Dan Lambert from the American Top Team. Former champion Amanda Nunes trains that American Top Team. Wonder if Dan Lambert's got anything to say about that. He's going to come out and say, Dave was right. Juliana Pena really whooped her ass. That Dave, he really knows what he's talking about.
Was it Amanda? Was she ever in the front row of AEW one time, or am I mistaken with somebody else?
No, she was there. She was there one time.
I thought so.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, hanging out at AEW, not training for your fight. That's how you lose world championships.
Yeah, but this was 3-4 months ago, was it not? This is before her fight was announced, if I'm not mistaken. It was one of the first times you saw Dan Lambert.
No, the fight had been announced, and I think she may have pulled out of a fight because of COVID. And then she showed up on Dynamite, and I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I didn't see her focused for this Juliana Pena fight. And that's why I picked her to lose, and that's why I made big money off Juliana Pena's victory. Okay? We can move on and talk about pro wrestling. I'll tell you what I didn't see coming. Roman Reigns firing Paul Heyman tonight on SmackDown. I did not see the breakup of Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman coming. Surprised me.
Well, I don't know about you, but to me it's been the best story, best feud of this year has been Roman, Heyman, Brock Lesnar. That's the best thing that we see in WWE television right now.
No, I disagree.
What's better?
Charlotte, Becky, and whatever they're doing.
Oof, not tonight.
Well, whatever. It was a match. It's not Charlotte's fault she was in that match, whatever that was.
Well, she's in the match. I mean, it is part of her fault. She's wrestling.
I guess, but, she's not at fault in that match. That match was not great, but it wasn't terrible. Charlotte wasn't offensive in any way. I'm more interested in whatever Charlotte's doing than whatever Roman's doing. I'm not into the Roman Reigns thing. I don't think it's the best thing in the WWE. I really don't. I know a lot of people feel the way you do, John, but I don't feel that way. I don't like it. I don't care. It wasn't even my favorite thing on SmackDown tonight, although I'm struggling to find what was. Maybe the Chicago fans chanting CM Punk at Happy Corbin and MadCap Moss before the WWE drowned it out with fake crowd noise. I think that was probably my favorite part. That was unintentional, though. Not a good SmackDown tonight. Not good. Eventful with the Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman breakup at the end. The rest of the show, though, was pretty weak. There's no match of the night.
Are they not?
There is no match of the night. I'm not giving a match of the night. Nothing was good, really.
Oh, there is.
There is?
That's not true. Yeah, there is. Without question, it's New Day versus the Usos. That was, without question, the match of the night.
It was okay. It was, not anywhere close to the greatest Usos New Day match. It was what it was. It was a non-title match between two teams that you've seen wrestle a million times. I guess it was the best match tonight, but, so what? Was it really good?
I thought it was solid. It's a good wrestling match, like you said. There's nothing wrong with it. I think the problem was the fact that they can't go all out because they have a pay-per-view match in 2 weeks. So you gotta have to save some good ideas for 2 weeks. It's the booking's fault. It's not their fault.
Didn't they wrestle each other 2 weeks ago on SmackDown?
That was a 3-way or something.
And they wrestle each other again tonight, and they're wrestling each other again in 2 weeks on the pay-per-view. Who cares? Don't give me a million matches between New Day and the Usos when you've already seen a million matches when you're trying to build a pay-per-view. You're trying to build New Day versus the Usos at day one. You're trying to make us care. This is already a match we've seen countless times. And now, to help us get ready for the match, you're going to give it to us again? Come on. Come on. Like, I can't. I can't do it. If it's New Day versus the Usos for the tag team titles, all right. But New Day versus the Usos in a non-title match to get you ready for New Day versus the Usos in a title match that we've already announced in 2 weeks, who cares? Why am I watching this? It's non-title. It doesn't matter. Trash. Trash on SmackDown. Trash booking. Why would you book this match tonight? It doesn't make any sense. Other than, well, give the New Day a win on TV so that in a couple weeks when they lose to the Usos, stupid.
Well, also, aren't they taping SmackDown? Because SmackDown won't be live next week, right? So are they taping it tonight or sometime on the weekend or something?
I don't know. Maybe tonight. It's not live next
That
week.
might have something to do with it.
They're just trying to recycle as much as they can. They got nothing else.
Well, this usually happens when they tape shows, right? You'll get matches where it's just like, well, it's a match you've already seen before, but it's a special holiday edition kind of thing,
But that's not what this was.
They kind of get super lazy with the book. Well,
it's so lazy.
Is in a sense.
It was
where they've just gotten lazy already.
Yeah, lazy. Yeah, it's already holiday season for WWE. They've already checked out. But how does that work when you're trying to build a pay-per-view? You can't check out because it's Christmas on the build to a pay-per-view. It's dumb. New Day beats the Usos. I liked Xavier Woods' top rope leg drop. That was beautiful. Other than that, whatever. So, Paul Heyman is waiting around in the parking lot all night for Roman Reigns. At some point, Brock Lesnar shows up, and Brock says, "Hey, Paul, are you waiting for Roman Reigns?" And Heyman's like, "Yeah." And Brock's like, "All right, good luck with that." And then eventually, Roman shows up, and they go to the ring. And the Usos are there, too. And then Reigns tells Chicago to acknowledge him. He says he doesn't like when his cousins lose. By the way, how come Roman Reigns is only showing up at 9:40 for SmackDown? He only shows up for the last 20 minutes of the show? He really is a big star. Very impressive.
100%.
It's like, really? Come on. Am I really supposed to believe that Roman Reigns shows up 20 minutes before the end of SmackDown, goes to the ring, cuts a promo, and then leaves the arena? Like, does anybody buy that? I get it's a gimmick, but it's just not that believable. Like, really? He hasn't been there for at least a couple hours before the show? Come on.
Yeah, but throughout the years, this has always happened, where it's like the big-time stars always show up during the show kind of thing. Like The Rock would always come in late or something. Like, this
sure,
would always
during
happen.
the show, but not with 20 minutes left in the show. If Rock came in, there'd be like an hour or two left in the show. Like 20 minutes? It's a little weird to show up at that point, but, whatever. It's not a big deal. Who cares? It was a choice that they made creatively and whatever. Roman says he doesn't like that his cousins have lost, but they're blood, so they can get through it. Roman tells Heyman that he is not blood and that he cannot be disrespected by Paul Heyman because if he disrespects Roman, then he's disrespecting the whole family. And, of course, last week, Heyman was saved by Brock Lesnar, right? Sami Zayn looked like he was going to attack Heyman for some reason, and then Brock Lesnar beat up Sami, and so it seems like maybe Brock and Heyman are still together, right? That's the deal? That's why Roman was mad tonight?
Or friends, at least. Or
friends, right? So Roman's mad about that, and Roman says, can I trust you, Heyman? He questions Heyman about Brock's various appearances, like SummerSlam and Madison Square Garden, says, did you know that he was going to be there, even though, a lot of those appearances were advertised and everybody knew, but Roman, I guess. Roman wanted to know if Heyman was the advocate or the special counsel. And then he asked Paul Heyman point blank, are you protecting Brock Lesnar from me? Which is an interesting way to put it. Roman thinks that Heyman is protecting Brock, not the other way around. And Heyman says, no, I'm not protecting Brock from you. I'm protecting you from Brock. I guess Heyman made his choice in that moment? Or was he just being truthful to the tribal chief?
Yeah, because he wanted the truth.
Is that it? He just was being truthful to his tribal chief, saying, I'm just protecting you from Brock because Brock is so dangerous?
Yeah, that's it. But he knew the consequences. You could tell him, saying he kind of gave a prayer because he knew what the consequences were going to be to that.
And he apologized to the tribal chief and everything, and then Roman hugged him. And Heyman sold it really well, kind of crying in Roman's arms, apologizing. And then Roman tells Heyman that he loves him and thanks him for the years of service to his family, but tells him that he is fired. So Paul Heyman no longer the special counsel to Roman Reigns. Roman then hits a Superman punch on Paul Heyman, gets a couple of chairs, sets up the concerto on Heyman, but Brock Lesnar shows up. Roman sends the Usos after Brock. Brock smashes through them, hits F5s on each Uso, slides into the ring. Brock gets hit with a chair several times. Roman just smashes Brock over the back with a steel chair until eventually Brock just gets up, no-selling the chair shots, hitting Roman with the F5 twice to stand tall at the end of the show. So it appears as though Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman are together again. Or are they? What do you think? What's your read on this? I think, just Brock Heyman back together. If Heyman's going to be used on TV, it's going to be with Brock. But I don't know. I'm a little surprised they ended this Heyman-Roman thing. I think Heyman and Roman are more effective together than they are apart.
Well, they've ended in the sense where right now it is, but who knows? Like, this could easily come back right at the pay-per-view. Like, you've wanted progression. You have progression here, but they could easily just take it right back, though. You could easily have Heyman come back with Roman at the pay-per-view. Because, like, for something like this to happen, it's kind of a major event. And I'm surprised we saw this on a SmackDown. So I could easily see them take this right back. Because apparently this is going to be, like, a series of matches between Roman and Brock. And if that's the case, you kind of need reasons to keep that going. So I think Heyman's definitely going to get involved at the pay-per-view. And he's going to align with somebody, either Brock or Roman. But I could easily see him go back with Roman.
Maybe gets rehired by Roman at the pay-per-view. Maybe this is all a ruse to get through Brock Lesnar, right? But yeah, I have heard the same thing, that it's going to be a series of matches. Like, it's not over here at day one. We're going to do Roman and Brock again, probably at WrestleMania. I don't know. It was something. It was the best segment on SmackDown. I'll give you that. Best segment on SmackDown tonight was the Roman and Heyman and Brock thing. Because there was progression in the story. There was no real progression in any other story on this show. Nothing else really happened.
Well, they gave Ridge Holland a win. A cheap win, but they gave him a win. Yeah, I know. Well,
all right?
Just searching for anything here.
I know, right? Oh, what the
hell? They destroyed...
Sorry, I'm just watching the craziest shit on Rampage. So Dan Lambert cuts a promo, running down AEW. I didn't hear all the bits, but it seemed like, typical.
The usual.
And he's there with Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky. And then who comes out? Who's the babyface to defend AEW? Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Does it? I thought that they've given up on his babyface run and decided, all right, let's just turn him heel. But no, that's not what they're doing. So Cody goes in, and he just kind of fights with Page and Sky, and he gets beat up. And then Dustin Rhodes, his brother, tries to make the save. And then Dustin also gets beat up, and now Sammy Guevara making the save and clearing the ring of Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky. Oh, because I guess Ethan Page is going to wrestle Sammy for the TNT title next week on Rampage. So they're setting that up, but maybe they're also setting up the Rhodes brothers as a tag team against Page and Sky, which I think if you're going to turn Cody babyface and keep him babyface. Having him team with Dustin. Oh, wait, no, sorry. It's Cody that's getting the shot at Sami.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. On Christmas night? So not next Friday, but next Saturday, apparently? On some sort of AEW special show. Okay. Christmas night.
Oh.
Thank you, Antoinette. Oh, Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill promo. Jade Cargill.
So just to clarify, Rampage is not airing next week on Friday. It's airing Saturday.
That's right. And we're not airing on Friday either. I don't want to do a show Christmas Eve. I can't do it.
I understand.
Can't do it. I got family things to do. You know, what are you going to do? Antoinette says, damn, ordering that Roman shirt. Great ending. She likes that Roman shirt.
I thought that was awesome to wear that in Chicago like that. I'm sure there was a lot of heat on that, but...
Why?
Because he did a interview saying that Punk wasn't a needle mover. That he was. And now he's wearing the shirt, and he wore it in Chicago.
He's boring to me. He's not a guy that I would tune in to see or pay to see. He's just not. I'm not a fan.
That's you, but
yeah,
a lot
I'm not
of people feel very differently.
Yeah, well, that's fine, but I'm here giving you my opinion on this show. I am not a fan at all of Roman Reigns, of anything he does, of his wrestling, of his promos. I'm just, you know, he's not terrible, but he's not somebody I need to see. He's not somebody I tune in for, you know? When he's not on the show, I don't miss him.
You can't deny he had some of the best matches in WWE this year.
I could deny that. I don't think he did.
Oh, that WrestleMania main event, that was fantastic.
Yeah, with Bryan Danielson, the Wrestler of the Year. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Pretty good match. Not Bryan's best match this year, but probably Roman's best match. So, yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah, you mean when Roman was in there with Edge and Bryan Danielson, two of the best ever? Yeah, it was all right. He managed to have a really good match with those two top guys. Good for him. I've not been loving this Roman Reigns run. I didn't love the Roman Reigns babyface. I don't love the Roman Reigns heel. I think it's a little slow-moving, a little boring for me. I know Antoinette loves Roman. I know Johnny loves Roman. I know a lot of people love Roman. But Matthew Henley says Roman is a trash wrestler. I would much rather see Johnny as the top heel in WWE. I agree with that, too. I'd rather watch Johnny than Roman. That's for sure. That's why I went to watch Johnny last week and didn't watch SmackDown. That's what wants me to leave Roman alone. I mean, what are you going to do? I don't think he's very good. I think he's one of the most overrated guys in professional wrestling today. He's doing things that are very basic, that are very easy to do. He's way overrated. Way overrated. People think he's great. People think he's one of the best in the world. I don't. I don't think he's top 5. I don't think he's top 10 in pro wrestling today. I really don't. I would not sign him to my company. I would not do anything with this guy. Other than the look, I mean, there's really not much going for him. I'm not interested in him. So he can recite a few lines. Like, he's not a great actor. He doesn't do anything that... I still don't get what it is that people love about him. What is so great about him? His slow-paced matches that he talks through? What is so great about this guy? I tune him out. I don't like it.
Well, you can deny this as well, but he's got the most intriguing match at the pay-per-view. Him and Brock. That's the match you want to see the most. He's working Brock!
Okay, fuck. I can't stress this enough. Just because he's the leading man doesn't mean he's good. Just because you're booked as the top guy doesn't mean you're good. Just because you're protected and you're given all the top spots and you're pushed more than anybody else, just because you're the star of the show doesn't mean you're a better performer than everybody else. You just happen to be booked as the star. Oh, he's got the most of a fucking intriguing match and fucking... He's wrestling Brock Lesnar, no shit! That match isn't interesting because of Roman. If Roman was wrestling Drew McIntyre and Brock Lesnar was wrestling MadCap Moss, guess what? The Brock Lesnar match would be more interesting.
That's happening, by the way, too.
Not Brock versus MadCap.
No,
Drew versus MadCap. No, but I'm saying, if Roman was wrestling somebody else and Brock was wrestling somebody else, Roman wouldn't be in the most interesting match on the pay-per-view. He's only in the most interesting match of the pay-per-view because of his opponent, not because of him. Fuck out of here.
Well, you look on Raw, and it's really hard to get into the WWE champion. As much as they try, it's really
They don't
hard
try. Fuck off. They don't try. They're not booking him strong. What do you mean as much as they try? They have him lose every fucking week. Oh, it's hard to get into the WWE champion because they bury him and they protect the shit out of Roman. They don't try. Fuck out of here. They protect Roman Reigns. He's not great. He's protected. He's not a superstar. He's just the fucking lead of SmackDown. Fuck out of here.
Lead of WWE.
Yeah, he's the lead in a boring show that gets fucking no ratings, that's going nowhere, that no one wants to watch. He's the lead in a shit show. Fuck out of here.
Whoa.
Who wants to watch this fucking garbage? He's the lead in one of the worst fucking eras of WWE ever. Trash. He's Cena 2.0, except he's fucking worse.
Like, first off, I think it's the highest rated wrestling show. This SmackDown on Fox. Like,
oh
you
my
can't say
God.
it's that low rating.
Fuck off, John. Stop giving me bullshit fucking... Oh, more people watch it. It's on Fox. No shit. It's the highest rated wrestling show of all time or just right now? Because right now the wrestling business as far as fucking viewers is in the toilet compared to what it used to be. So don't fucking go on, oh, it's the best. It's on Fox. No shit. Imagine if fucking Steve Austin was on Fox in 99, what the ratings would be. They'd have fucking 40 million people watching every week.
Well, it's a different era. But for now...
Yeah, it's a shittier era because they have shittier talent. Sells the most merchandise. Ooh. Does he, though? How do you know? You have the fucking numbers? Are they actually public numbers? Do you know? Or is he just fucking what the WWE tells you? Fuck, it's a lie. Sells the most merch. No, he doesn't. Prove it. Prove it. How many fucking t-shirts?
Why would WWE lie about that?
Because he's their main guy. Because they want to justify their dumb booking. Why would they lie? Because they lie about everything. Fuck you talking about? And have they said that? When? Have you seen that? Have you seen that press release? I haven't seen it. When's the last time a fucking heel sold the most merch on a fucking roster? Bullshit. I call bullshit on that. That's just what Roman Reigns fans say. Sorry, Antoinette, but it's bullshit. It's a lie.
Well, you gave her a bad night tonight, sadly.
Prove it. Prove that he fucking sells the most merch. Prove that he fucking puts asses in seats. Prove it. You fucking can't. The WWE's in the shitter. And he's the fucking star of the show. It's one of the most boring fucking shows out there, and he's the star. Is he helping?
Well, you said he had the best segment tonight. He had the best part of the show.
On a bad show! Oh, fuck out of here. We're done. What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, we're just starting SmackDown, actually. We just started, like,
Well, there's nothing to talk about. The rest of the show was garbage.
Well, we had Naomi, Sonya Deville. That confrontation continued. That was noteworthy.
No, it wasn't.
Man, Shayna Baszler like losing like in 10 seconds. Like, I was very surprised by that.
That's when that's bailing on the show because I'm shitting on Roman. I don't see that he is the fucking top fucking seller. I don't see that anywhere. I don't see that. I don't see him helping the company.
Well, you know he's definitely helping the company. I mean,
how?
He's the main event. Like,
I
he's the top
don't
guy.
believe. Oh, fuck. Just because you're booked in the main event, does that make you the best guy on the fucking roster? Are you really telling me you don't think that there's anybody that's more worthy to be in the main event that might make the show a little bit more fun to watch? You think he's the best suited guy to be in the main event? If that's what you're saying, fine. I disagree.
Okay, like it's fine. But I definitely agree with that. I 100% agree with that.
Okay.
Like, he's the best thing going. I mean that. 100% mean that.
Well, fine. That's fine if that's what you fucking think. I don't think he's the best thing going. I think he exists because of the WWE's machine. And I think without that machine, he wouldn't be anywhere near what he is right now. Without the push, without the machine behind him, he wouldn't be anything compared to what he is right now.
Well, he's the perfect example of what they want future superstars to be like. The fact that he played football in college, I think a little bit in the CFL. The fact that, you know, he has that background. That's what they want now, and you've seen that now with the way they're starting the whole NIE program. They're like, you could be Roman Reigns one day. I'm pretty sure that's something that they kind of push on them.
Yeah. Great. Well, look, man, they could do whatever the fuck they want. And you could keep watching, and you could enjoy it. I don't like it. I don't like that style of wrestling. I don't like his fucking slow pace and his fucking mopey promos. Like Matthew Henley saying, every Roman match his opponent carries it. And if his opponent can't carry him, that match sucks. I've watched too many great wrestlers on top of the wrestling business to accept this guy. Come on. Come on.
Well, you watch Cena for a lot longer. I mean, you put up with a lot more.
I didn't like that either.
And you put up with that for how many years? That was a lot longer than Roman so far. That dragged. Like, Roman's not dragging right now. At least he's keeping it fresh with the heel turn.
That's your opinion. I thought the whole show tonight was terrible, and he's the fucking lead guy. Not interested. Fucking boring. The whole show was fucking boring tonight. It's one of the most boring fucking eras of WWE ever. Yeah, whatever, Antoinette. I mean, fucking, I don't give a shit. You can fucking love Roman Reigns. Johnny can love Roman Reigns. You can all love Roman Reigns. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I think he sucks, and I'm going to keep telling you that he's fucking boring. I don't care. People can love him. People can fucking talk all they want. I don't give a shit.
Just a couple of things. I don't know if you saw a bunch of the graphics that popped up, but we're getting Nyla Rose, Ruby Soho on Wednesday. The tournament semifinals, that's happening Wednesday.
Finally.
On Dynamite.
Let's go.
And Saturday for Battle of the Belts, Britt Baker, Riho.
Saturday.
That was made official. Well, because that's a special, right? That's one of their specials that they're doing all the time.
But not Christmas,
They're gonna
though.
have like 4 specials.
No. Battle of the Belts like
January
January
8th.
something. Yeah.
They announced it already for that match.
That's all right.
And the Owen Hart tournament as well. They announced that it's going to be a men's and women's tournament. 2 different tournaments.
For
not
what, though?
intergender.
Like a
For
trophy?
the Owen Cup, I guess. Yeah.
All right. Okay. I don't know how great. I mean, do you care about that? A tournament for a trophy?
I appreciate, just a tribute to Owen Hart of some variety. We don't see that at all. No mention of Owen whatsoever on any wrestling program. So it's nice to see that. Owen deserves, some accolades without question.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. It's nice tribute. Although, just with this tournament, it just kind of feels like they're using his name to put something over. It doesn't feel so much like a tribute. It just feels like kind of, Let's call this the Owen Cup so people actually care about this tournament. That means nothing. To me, if you're going to use Owen, have it mean something at the end. But just like a trophy, I don't know. All right, what happened on SmackDown tonight? You want to talk about the Naomi thing? Naomi cut an in-ring promo. She says she wanted Sonya Deville as her only Christmas gift. She wants to wrestle Sonya Deville one-on-one. Sonya comes out. She says, when I'm wearing this suit, Naomi can't touch me. If I'm wearing my suit, Naomi can't touch me. And then Sonya says, Shayna will wrestle Naomi tonight, not me. And Naomi says, okay, but I want to wrestle you, Sonya, so I'll wrestle Shayna tonight, but eventually I want to wrestle Sonya. And then Sonya gets in the ring and is like, okay, I'll fight you. And then Shayna attacks her from behind. And then Naomi beats Shayna after she reverses a leg lock for a roll-up in a very quick match. Naomi beats Shayna real quick. You were surprised by this? Shayna's just being used as a jobber kind of bodyguard for Sonya Deville right now. I'm not surprised.
Well, that low of a jobber, that's pretty bad, though. I mean, I understand, fight the odds and whatever, have a struggle, but to lose, within seconds, it just looks like you're completely outclassed, and that shouldn't be Shayna Baszler whatsoever. I think this happened to Rhea Ripley as well on Raw. I don't understand, why they have to completely destroy stars that they created. It doesn't make any sense.
Shayna's not a star. She's never been the champion. They don't have any aspirations for Shayna as a fucking star. They don't care about her. She's just there.
But she was something. She was at least a threat, she was at least someone where it's well, this is going to be a struggle. Now it's it's a walk in the park. It's really bad. At least she was a high mid-card, before you get to the champion, you're going to have to face her kind of thing. This is going to be kind of it's not going to be easy to make it there. Now it's wow, Shayna Baszler, this is just, a couple of seconds. It's over.
You've seen the WWE booking, really, though. I mean, if you're a mid-carder, you're very close to being at the bottom of the ladder, too. Nobody gets to stay on top. There's only one guy who gets to stay on top. It's Roman Reigns. Everybody else is fucking expendable. That's why this show is absolute garbage. Because nobody's treated like a star. Nobody's treated with any kind of respect except for Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. Everybody else is, a winner one day, a loser the next, and it doesn't really matter. That's why the show's so boring, because you really can't get invested in any of the characters. Because they're turned into absolute losers the minute you start to care about them. That's everybody. Look at Cesaro. That's a Ridge Holland. I mean, come on. Winner the one day, loser the next. This guy beat Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. Now he's losing to Ridge Holland on TV. Sheamus didn't even interfere. He kind of distracted him, but not really.
Well, they beat him up before the match.
They hit him once with a shillelagh thing. They hit him one time.
They taped his ribs after that because of that.
Yeah, but so what? I don't know. Cesaro's still just jobbing out to Ridge Holland tonight after a nice little power slam there from Holland. But that happened tonight, not match of the night. Naomi Shayna, not match of the night. I guess New Day and the Usos, but, not anything spectacular there. It's a bad show tonight. Right? Can we agree on that, John, at least? Despite your love for Roman Reigns, can you at least agree that SmackDown was bad tonight?
I think what really hurt tonight was the fact that it just started off really poorly. I thought that tag match was just awful, and it just went long, like 2 commercial breaks, like it just wouldn't end. I don't know what it was about that match, but it was just like it was not very interesting whatsoever.
The opener?
Yeah, I think it was Charlotte and Shotzi against
Tony and Sasha.
Sasha.
It wasn't so bad.
Yeah.
I didn't hate that. It was fine.
I thought it was horrible, to be honest. Like, I'm just like, why are we watching this? Like,
Why
I just
was
thought
it
the
horrible?
beginning was just...
You have 2 of the top stars in the whole company in that match. And then you also have Tony Storm and Shotzi. But Charlotte and Sasha are in this match. They didn't have a lot of action in there with each other, but again, I think Charlotte is the most compelling character on SmackDown, not Roman Reigns. Charlotte Flair, to me, is the most interesting person on SmackDown, and Charlotte and Becky Lynch are the most interesting people in all of the WWE right now.
Well, you're not wrong that Charlotte is definitely one of the most compelling characters in all of WWE, but it's the fact that she wasn't used that much in this match. That's the problem. Like, you saw more of Shotzi and Tony in the match, and that beginning, I don't know what you thought, but I thought the crowd was dead just from that beginning. Like, it just wasn't interesting whatsoever. And even when Charlotte got in, it still wasn't that interesting. Went right to break after they threw both of them out. It was just awkward.
I think Tony and Shotzi are a little, I don't know. It wasn't great, those 2 together.
Sasha had a good comeback, but that was about it, though. It took 2 commercial breaks for finally get some decent action in there, but I'd already lost interest in the match.
Tony Storm winds up beating Charlotte, hits the pinfall. Charlotte did a standing moonsault. It's kind of nasty. Charlotte does the top rope moonsault, misses Tony because Tony rolls away. Charlotte lands on her feet and then does a standing moonsault. But Tony puts her knees up, and Charlotte kind of didn't land quite right. She landed kind of face first on Tony's knees. I don't know if you saw that, John, but that was a rough landing, almost spiked herself on that moonsault on Tony Storm's knees, and then Tony got the win for her team. Cool little finish.
I noticed there was a move that Tony wanted to do to Charlotte, and Charlotte didn't seem like she wanted to take whatsoever. I think it was that flipping backbreaker slam that she was doing to her, and it seemed like Charlotte didn't want to take that whatsoever. You could tell the way she took it. She just she took it and just rolled out of the way afterwards. It seemed like she wasn't no part of that. I don't know if it's a chemistry issue. I don't know. Maybe they just don't have it yet. I think they got the pinfall tonight because the finish last week was awful. The way she became number 1 contender off that whole, just kicked her, and then the ref just called the DQ for that. That's a horrible finish. That's how you become number 1 contender, because she just wouldn't stop kicking you. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. That finish last week, the disqualification because Charlotte won't stop attacking. I hate those finishes. The not stop attacking finishes, and then the ref just calls it. You put your opponent in the corner, you kick him a bunch of times, the ref tells you to stop, you don't, and then it's over. It's not a great way to end a wrestling match. It's kind of...
It's a number 1 contender match, too. The champion's not that stupid. Not supposed to be.
Apparently she is. And is that at day 1 now? Tony and Charlotte for the best? No, it's next week on SmackDown.
It's actually next week.
Yeah, it's next week. Yeah. They announced a couple matches for next week. They announced that Charlotte versus Tony for the SmackDown Women's title, and Sami Zayn, Sheamus, the Viking Raiders, Humberto, Angel Garza, Cesaro, Drew Gulak, Rick O'Shea, Jinder Mahal, and Shanky. It'll be a 12-man gauntlet match on SmackDown next week where the winner gets an Intercontinental title shot. Talk about filler. Just a bunch of jobbers in a gauntlet match where the winner gets an Intercontinental title shot against Shinsuke, who's been barely around as Intercontinental Champion. Sami was the one who asked for the match, so I guess he'll win it, but maybe not.
Right.
Probably, though, right? Maybe Sheamus? Get Sheamus the Intercontinental title? I don't know. Probably Sami.
I'm liking I like Sami to actually win the title, to be honest, too. That he's being featured quite a bit. It makes a lot of sense.
They are doing a lot with Sami, and apparently there's a rumor going around, according to Dave Meltzer, that Sami Zayn has signed a new contract with the WWE. So he might be sticking around. I know that Kevin Owens signed a new contract with the WWE, multi-year, multi-million, and it looks like Sami Zayn has done the same. So don't expect either of those guys to show up in AEW. I could see Sami getting that Intercontinental title back. Now they signed a new deal, I think WWE might invest a little bit more in him. Good for them.
When you got to think about it too, like Sami's kind of beat up at this point. Like he's better suited for WWE, like being more of a character than having crazy matches. Like he'll have a crazy match every now and then, but I don't know AEW style. That might be too rough for him.
Maybe. I mean, he got beat up by Brock Lesnar last week, so he can still take some stuff, right? If you're gonna go in there with
that's
Brock.
it. He can take little things here and there, but to do like 20-minute matches, like that might be too much now.
We'll see. He is staying with the WWE, so at some point he's gonna have to wrestle some lengthy matches. He's in a gauntlet next week. I wonder how long he'll. Oh man. Doug, you picked up the figures for me today? Oh, that's huge news. I think Sami will eventually wrestle. Doug, I definitely need those. Doug Hepburn hooking it up. Finding the Kevin Nash and Billy Gunn. I do need them, Doug. Send them down. I'll send you some money or I could send you some figures. It's your choice. You want some AEW figs, Doug? I'll help you out. What do you need? Let me know what you need, Doug. Let me know who and what you need. I got all sorts of things. I got extra Britt Bakers. I think I got an extra Miro somewhere. Maybe a Darby, too. Whatever you need, Doug, let me know. And I'll send you some AEW figures for those Kevin Nash and Billy Gunn action figures that I definitely need. Been looking everywhere for those. Doesn't seem like we have them in Quebec, but in Ontario, I know they've been popping up. Doug lives out in Ontario. Yeah, Doug! Merry Christmas. Thank you, man. That's we'll talk. We'll email each other and figure out a trade. Wow, that's big news, John.
It's good news.
It's in the
good
show.
News. It's good.
It's in the show. I'm good with that. Let's end on a high
Well,
note.
Rampage isn't even over yet.
Aw, come on. I wanted to end with that. It's such a great thing. I pissed off Antoinette all good, Antoinette's a super chat leader, but she's
chatter too, by the way.
I know she's really mad at me, I think, because I was shitting on Roman. I just don't like him. I think he sucks. I really do. And I don't understand why everybody loves him. I don't get, well, not everybody, but like a lot of people. And it's weird because you either think he's great and he's amazing and his promos are so good, or you think he's boring and he absolutely sucks and you don't get why he's on top. And that's me and Matthew and a lot of people that I know. They just see him and they're like, ugh, this guy again? So boring. Even my son, when Roman comes out, he's like, he's doing a promo again. He's bored. And I don't say anything.
I've seen your son do the Roman thing a lot, though.
Yeah, sure, but he's bored with Roman when he comes out and talks forever. It's boring. So many people are bored with Roman. So many people don't like him. Yet there are people like you and Antoinette and whoever, all sorts of people in wrestling that love him. They think he's great. He's doing the character so well. And it's like, it's not a huge departure on who he is. He's basically playing himself. It's not that interesting. It's kind of basic. I'm not interested. And I don't understand how you like him. And then, John, every time you give me a fucking reason about why you think he's so great, all you say is, well, he's tribal chief, he's the star of the show. Like, come on, star of the show. He's the main guy. And I'm like, yeah, but that's booking. That's not Joe Anoa'i's talent.
Can I also add that he's the needle mover? It's very important to say.
Right. So again, you're not giving me any kind of concrete explanations as to why you think he's good. You're just giving me stupid catchphrases.
Well, the main thing is just that he's the complete package in a sense. Like, cut a good promo, has good matches, like he has everything you want as a wrestler. Looks great.
All right, I don't think his matches are that good though. Unless he's being carried to a good match with, some really good wrestlers. He's not Bret Hart. He's not Kurt Angle. He's not Shawn Michaels. He's not that type of talent in the ring. Hey, he's passable. He's not terrible.
Well, here's the thing, though. He's wrestling the top guys, so it's really hard to have a bad match. He's always having good matches.
I don't know. His matches with the Usos were pretty bad. Those were bad.
I mean, the match with Jay, the first one, like, established him pretty much.
Wait till he wrestles Drew McIntyre one-on-one. Yeah, but it sucked. It was terrible. And then him against fucking Drew McIntyre is going to suck, too. Oh, my God. Put him in the ring with Happy Corbin. See how that goes. Then come tell me he's a great wrestler and he can carry fucking people to great matches. I don't think so. The Eddie Kingston team has won, I think.
I'm going to guess so. Like, I have
know,
somebody coming out right now.
It was a melee. The Eddie Kingston team won, but then they got beat up after the match, but then Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus made the save for them.
Yeah, I see that, yeah.
And it seems like Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus faced off with the Lucha Brothers, so maybe we see them wrestle each other for the tag team titles at some point. And that's how Rampage ends. All right.
Huh.
All right. Interesting. Yeah. Viking Raiders beat Jinder Mahal and Shanky. Ivar got the pin on Shanky after a splash. I guess the Viking Raiders getting a little bit of a reboot, which is nice. They're a good tag team. They should do something with those guys.
I don't know about you, but I think Shanky's going to get released. I mean, that's your debut. Like, you pretty much lose right away.
Was that his debut? That wasn't his debut. Maybe on SmackDown. I've seen him wrestle before.
On SmackDown.
Okay.
SmackDown, yeah.
Okay. I don't know. We'll see. If he gets released, maybe Jinder gets released too. Hope they don't release Veer Venus. Happy Corbin and MadCap Moss.
Sorry, just like when you're the bigger guy and like you take the loss, that's never a good thing. Like, you see AJ Styles always takes a loss for his team, right? Almost never loses, right? So, I mean, if the big guy's losing, that's bad.
Yeah, I was a little surprised he took the fall, but, whatever. I could care less about what's going on there. If he gets released, he gets released. Happy Corbin and MadCap Moss would love for those guys to get released because they're terrible. Every time I see them on TV, I want to turn away. The fans were chanting CM Punk. They were in Chicago. Fans were chanting for Punk. And then the WWE crowd, or the WWE had to drown out the crowd noise. Pat McAfee saying that they were chanting, "We want love." But that is not what they were saying. They were chanting CM Punk. They have a sword. Yeah. They had Drew McIntyre's sword that he stabbed into the desk of Adam Pearce last week. Corbin and Moss stole the desk with the sword in it last week, and now they bring it into the ring for their promo segment. Of course, they can't pull the sword out of the desk. Drew McIntyre shows up eventually, beats up both guys, pulls the sword out of the desk, swings it around, and stands tall. And then later on in the show, Corbin and Moss are hiding from Drew, and we find out at day one, Corbin is making Moss wrestle Drew McIntyre. Not Corbin versus Drew, but MadCap Moss versus Drew, which, wow. Why? Well, WWE just gives us shit that's like, ugh.
Well, we got the Rumble, I think, at the end of the month, right? So I think it's probably to do Corbin and Drew probably at the Rumble.
All right. I mean, why? Can't you just
put
them in the Rumble?
You're not looking forward to this.
Why? Why?
Keep the story going.
What story? Who wants to see this shit? Fuck, this is bad.
Originally,
this is also there is nothing in the WWE that I want to see. They are not doing anything right now that I care to see. It's trash top to bottom. Every single thing on every single show is garbage. This whole show sucked. Fuck, this is bad. I can't remember this being this bad. This Day One pay-per-view. Who gives a shit? There's nothing I want to see on this. Nothing.
Well, I'm happy it's on a Saturday, though. Like, I think Saturday's actually better for pay-per-views.
I think Sundays are better.
Well, that's just because, you know, you have to watch UFC, so, I mean, it's kind of difficult for you to watch two things at once like that. It's not favorable. It's better just to watch, like, one thing, focus on that.
Whatever. Do your pay-per-views on Saturdays, WWE. I watch the UFC pay-per-views instead because they're actually good. How about that? I just stop watching WWE pay-per-views and watch UFC pay-per-views. If they're on Saturday nights, I just watch UFC because if given the choice, it's a very easy choice to make. UFC has quality pay-per-views with real fights and interesting stories and twists and turns and surprises you would never expect. And a WWE is fucking boring. Fucking predictable, boring bullshit. So yeah, I pick the UFC all day, every day over WWE. Especially these days. In 2021, UFC killed the WWE. Destroyed them. No problem.
It's going to be interesting next year.
Yeah, whatever. Fuck it. I'll stop watching WWE. I'm honestly at a point where I kind of want to stop watching this stuff because I don't like any of it. I didn't like anything I saw tonight. There's nothing. This whole show is bad. Raw's bad. SmackDown's bad. Bryan Danielson and CM Punk are in AEW. What the fuck am I watching this for? Get AJ Styles. AJ Styles doesn't do shit on Raw. There's no real reason to watch Raw. No real reason to watch AJ. Who's on that show I care about? Fucking nobody. There's no reason to watch either of those shows. You know, except for Charlotte and Becky, but they got fucking Charlotte wrestling Toni Storm, which, like, come on. And Becky's even worse wrestling Liv Morgan. Bring Bayley back. Let's stop fucking around. Have Becky wrestle Rhea or Bianca or somebody serious. Have Charlotte wrestle Sasha or Bayley or somebody serious. And let's stop fucking around with this nonsense that we're doing. Because at the current time, I'm not interested in anything WWE's doing. They've made Big E an absolute joke as WWE champion. They've made Roman Reigns this unstoppable, unbeatable, fucking boring force that does the same thing every single week. There's no reason to watch. Shinsuke Nakamura is his guitar player's fucking assistant as Intercontinental Champion. New Day's doing the same old shit they've always been doing, wrestling the Usos. Woods became Intercontinental Champion or fucking King of the Ring. Kofi became WWE Champion. Doesn't fucking matter. They're doing the same old shit, wrestling for the SmackDown tag titles against the Usos. It's the same old shit over and over again. And right now, there's nothing to look at and say, oh, yeah, that's good. Nothing. I don't give a fuck about seeing Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns wrestle for the millionth time. How many times have I seen these two motherfuckers wrestle each other? How many times am I supposed to watch this and care? I'm past the point of caring. Heyman could be with Brock or with Roman or with... who cares who the fucking walrus is hanging out with? I don't give a shit. He's a special counsel or the advocate or the... he's either a fucking bragging guy or a scared guy or... I don't care. I don't give a shit about any of this. Have you seen Succession? It's so fucking good. I care about that. I want to know. I want to see the next season of Succession. I watched the fucking season 3 all over again and enjoy it way more than watching some new episodes of Raw or SmackDown. I watch fucking repeats of fucking shows I've seen before, and I'll have more fucking enjoyment out of it than watching these terrible WWE programs. AEW is a different story. AEW is fun to watch. That Bryan Hangman match on Wednesday was fantastic. They have a world champion that they treat with respect, that's actually respectable, and as far as I'm concerned, he's the number one champion in the wrestling business today. Despite the fact that I think he should drop the title as soon as possible to Bryan Danielson, I still think Hangman Page is the number one champion in professional wrestling today. Let's see Roman Reigns do a 60-minute draw that's actually good. I dare him. Let's see him wrestle fucking Brock for 60 minutes. See how that works out.
Well, Brock don't work that long.
Yeah, I know.
So that's
They couldn't fucking do it. WWE right now is terrible. You can try and defend them as much as you want, but they are fucking up. And this boring-ass show tonight is another example of how boring they are. It's not even that they're doing shit that's offensively bad. It's just mind-numbingly boring. It's just... there's nothing interesting. There's no twists. There's nothing unpredictable about it. It's terrible television.
I think you've seen over the years, there's a bit of a lull until you get to the Royal Rumble. But then once you get to the Rumble, once you really kick off like it's WrestleMania season, you see like it gets better, WWE. Like in the Rumble and WrestleMania, those are two shows you have to watch every year. They're two of the best shows that WWE produces every year. So good times are ahead. As much as we're ending the year off on a horrible note here, like I think WWE is going to get much better next year. And we're going to have WrestleMania 2 nights, 100,000 people. That's going to be amazing.
No, it's not.
Why is it not going to be amazing?
Do you see WrestleMania last year? It was 2 nights. It was about the same fucking thing. Was that fucking amazing, or did Bad Bunny steal the show? I'm sorry. The best fucking match last year was Bad Bunny and The Miz. Don't fucking tell me WWE's real good at WrestleMania time. Hey, it's always great. Fucking granddaddy of them all. Get the fuck out of here. It's not true anymore. All those old fucking truths are no longer true.
Look, everyone, it's Santa!
Get the fuck out of here. Don't try and bullshit me telling me, oh, the Rumble's great and WrestleMania. No. The same fucking jabronis win the fucking Rumble every year. Nobody fucking interesting. They don't do anything fucking creative. And then fucking WrestleMania. What did they do last year? It was boring as hell. The best match at WrestleMania was Bad Bunny. It's pathetic. Don't tell me WrestleMania is going to be good this year.
Again, the 3-way was the best match.
That was Bad Bunny.
You know, he had a good performance. There's no question about it. But, I mean, in terms of a wrestling match, I mean, that was the best.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, Bryan Danielson and Edge. And then that other guy. But it was really Bryan Danielson and Edge. And okay, maybe. But, you know, Bryan Danielson works for the competition. And as far as I'm concerned, he's still having the best matches in professional wrestling. And Roman Reigns is not. Bad Bunny stole the show last year. Doug Hepburn dropping a super chat. AEW, AEW. AEW is where it's at right now for pro wrestling. WWE is giving you the same old bullshit. It's so boring. Oh my God, it's boring. I cannot imagine anything they could do at WrestleMania that will make me want to watch. I will watch because we do these shows, but really, I don't know. I'm starting to wonder. How much SmackDown can I really watch? I'm getting tired of it. It was bad tonight. And day one, like, there's nothing on day one that I care to see. Nothing.
Well, Brock's always fun to watch. I mean, you can't deny that.
No, I'll deny it. Denied. No, I really don't care
I mean,
about... Like, fuck, man. How many times have we seen Brock and Roman? You know? So much. It's too much. It's the biggest match they could do. Okay. Do they have anything else? Nope. They've given it to us how many times now? How many pay-per-views have main evented? Brock Roman. It's too much. I've seen it. There's only so many times you can give me something before I say, okay, what else do you have?
Well, at this point, we haven't seen Brock wrestle that much, so it's just interesting to see, like, what Brock are we getting? Is he still going to be able to go in there and just, like, throw Roman around, or is Roman going to be actually more dominant? Because we've seen Roman, that's how pretty much his matches go. He's the dominant one.
What the fuck are you talking about? They wrestled in October. They wrestled 2 months ago.
Saudi Arabia, different.
Oh, you haven't seen Brock wrestle in a while. I can't believe They just did this match 2 fucking months ago, man. What the fuck are you talking about? What are you saying to me?
It's a totally different show.
What
Saudi Arabia is like a super show kind of thing.
So is this. It's day one. Crown Jewel. What's the fucking difference? Don't bullshit me. This is the same shit. It's the exact same match 2 months later. Don't tell me, oh, we haven't seen Brock wrestle. What's gonna him and Roman? What the fuck are you talking about? October 21st, Saudi Arabia, Crown Jewel. This just fucking happened. Don't bullshit me, John. Trying to bullshit us over here.
Different twist now.
There's no fucking twist.
Different twist now.
I'm gonna twist you in a second. What the fuck are you talking about?
It's all totally different. Saudi Arabia, they build it kind of like a WrestleMania in a sense.
Okay.
It actually felt almost bigger than WrestleMania when you think about it.
And this is built like a...
Well, this is kind of like a big deal, but it's like on the road to the Rumble, so it's not that huge, but it's still a big deal. We haven't seen Brock in this kind of
so this is a big
before.
deal, but Crown Jewel was like WrestleMania. But this is not like WrestleMania, but it's a big deal. Like, come on. What are you talking about?
Like,
you're juggling bullshit, John. No.
When you saw Brock there, that was just a special occasion kind of thing. Like, Brock knew he wasn't going to wrestle that much, but now Brock's already scheduled for the Rumble as well. So it's interesting to see, like, what kind of Brock we're going to get tonight. I mean, day one.
If you say so, I guess, you're interested. They got somebody interested.
Well, when you got Brock, like you said, Brock and Roman's the best match they have. So if you're not interested in that, it's really going to be hard to interest you whatsoever.
That's right. Correct. Because that's all they have. And they've given it to us how many times? The fact that that's all they have is kind of pathetic at this point. It shouldn't be all they have. They should have more. This shouldn't be. And if it is your biggest match, what's the biggest match that they haven't done a million times? What's the biggest match that hasn't already main evented a WrestleMania? I mean, how many times are you supposed to see this match before you finally say, all right, I mean, you have anything else? Do you have anything else? Oh, well, what if we make it a triple threat with Drew McIntyre?
Yeah, that could happen.
Boo. Fucking boring, man. Fucking boring. Whatever. Garbage TV. Garbage. Not interested. Enjoy your Roman Reigns and all that bullshit. He'll probably beat Brock at day one. I really don't care. Brock could beat him. He could beat Brock. I don't care. I don't care what happens. I don't. Even if he were to wrestle The Rock, I don't think I'd care. I don't give a shit. Roman Reigns could do anything. I don't care. I don't care about anything he does. There's nothing that he could possibly do that will make me give a shit about him.
Okay, but like if he wrestles The Rock, like that's a big deal. Like the whole world's gonna know about that. Like that's huge.
And
like people will watch, people will care,
and it will suck.
You might not care.
The match will be awful. Awful. Dwayne's last matches have been terrible, and Roman can't carry him for shit. It's going to be awful. Remember when Roman wrestled Taker at WrestleMania and beat him? How bad that was? Roman couldn't carry Taker to a great match, could he? Fucking embarrassing. Dog shit.
You know, it was weird with The Rock, his comeback. Like, his first match was fantastic. I don't know if you remember that one when it was him in the tag match with Cena against, I think it was Miz and Art.
Survivor Series.
But that match was so good.
He didn't do much. He was in there for 5 minutes. Put him in there for 10, 15, 20 minutes, he falls apart. Doesn't have the gas tank anymore to do it. He's too muscle-bound. He can't move.
Right.
He can't have a one-on-one match. Those Cena matches were bad, and this is several years past that. And Cena's a better wrestler than Roman is. Fucking debate me all you want. Cena's a better wrestler. He's had better matches. He's carried more people to good matches. Cena's better than Roman inside the ropes.
I feel like Cena's best days are behind him, and that's pretty bad. Like, I don't know if you saw Cena's last matches. Like, he's lost quite a few steps. Like,
yeah,
he's
but I'm
very
saying
slow now,
Cena carried The Rock to something passable. Wasn't great, but Cena in his prime is better than Roman in his prime. In the ring, he's better. He's got more abilities. He brings more to the table. Just the strength alone, the athleticism. I think Cena's a better athlete.
I just wouldn't be surprised that Roman gets a better match out of The Rock. Because The Rock's going to care more about that match.
He can't do it anymore. Doesn't matter how much he cares. It's about what he can do. You think Undertaker didn't care? Undertaker cared. He just couldn't do shit anymore. And Roman couldn't carry him. Almost dropped him. Not only could he not carry him, he almost fucking dropped him a couple of times when he was supposed to be carrying him. Literally. Pathetic. And this is the guy that's supposedly the best? Get the fuck out of here. I'm not buying it. Not buying what you're selling. I'm done. We're done here. It's over, John.
Our last show for the year on Fridays. Look forward to next year. New adventures.
Oh. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Thank you, Doug. Thank you, Antoinette. You are the super chat leader. I think Antoinette's gone. I think she got real mad because I shit on Roman for most of the show. What are you going to do? It's how I feel.
Just keep apologizing.
I can't apologize for Roman. I mean, I can't apologize for how I feel about Roman Reigns. You like him? I don't. Some people like him. Some people don't. I have a lot of trouble watching WWE. It's not very good. Especially on a night like tonight where it's just like nothing happened. Not very good. So Roman fired Heyman. Okay.
I don't know, just looking back, like, usually, like, the December Raws, Smackdowns, I don't remember, like, particularly good moments. I just remember, actually, moments where I look back, I'm like, oh, that was pretty bad. That whole, like, Cena and, like, Del Rio with Santa Claus getting run over, like, that was awful. That was really bad stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just one of many years.
Well, this is not the Christmas edition. Next week is.
No, but just around the holiday time, you get these kind of, you know, not really good shows overall. Like, I just find they're in that kind of mode where it's just They're not trying too hard. They're just trying to get through these shows. That's it.
Well, we have to get through these shows too. We have to sit through them. I don't think I'm going to watch SmackDown
vented.
next week. You know? I'm not watching next week. We're not doing a show after SmackDown next week. I'm not watching. Fuck that. I'm going to sit through a fucking 12-man gauntlet and more Roman Reigns promos. No, thank you. I'm not watching SmackDown next week. We're not doing a show next Friday. All right? We'll do a show after Dynamite next Wednesday. Okay? Wednesday night, Johnny and I will be back after AEW Dynamite. I'll be back here tomorrow night to watch Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley, which will probably be more entertaining than any WWE pay-per-view this year, which is saying a lot. Because I think that fight's going to be ridiculous. But it'll probably be more fun to watch than Roman Reigns in the middle of the ring talking. So I'll be back tomorrow night with Freddie and AJ to do the watch-along for the Woodley-Jake Paul rematch. And then I'll be back on Monday after Raw. Raw's not been good either. Like, I feel like Raw's been better than SmackDown. Not by much, but it's still been better. SmackDown is... I feel like SmackDown's getting worse. I don't know why. Raw's not as bad, but SmackDown is just like every week now. I think a lot of it is Roman being the focal point of the show, but also so much like MadCap Corbin stuff every week. The fact that Corbin is on a show and doing that thing and talking so much really ruins a wrestling show. Not to mention all the filler, you know, but just so much emphasis on Corbin and Moss. And then Ridge Holland with Sheamus for some reason. Like, it's just weird. The Naomi Sonya Deville thing that just won't ever end. It's a lot of garbage on this show, you know? Sami Zayn's been chasing the Intercontinental title for like 2 years. Same old shit every single week. Nothing seems to happen. And
to me, the main problem is the fact that when you have the wrestling, why is it not like elite level wrestling? I'm not talking like AEW, like elite stuff. I'm just saying, like, why is it not like quality, good wrestling? Like, it just feels like it's okay at best, or kind of like rougher on the edges wrestling. Like, you have such limited time for wrestling, it seems, on this show. Why can't you put out your best? Like, they kind of hide their best, which is too bad.
If the goal of wrestling is to prove yourself to the WWE in the hopes that they will ascend you up the card and make you a higher profile talent and give you more money and make you a bigger star, how are you supposed to aspire to that when you're sitting on a SmackDown show where you know no matter what you do, it'll always be Roman? I'm not surprised the wrestling is hurting. The WWE has told their guys, without telling them, but it's, you know, by example, no matter what you do, no matter how good you are, in the ring, on the microphone, it doesn't matter because Roman Reigns will always be our guy. There may be better talents out there, and we may know that you're better, but it doesn't matter because Roman Reigns is the star of the show. So no matter how hard you try, there's a glass ceiling. So really don't try. And then, John, you wonder why it's weak on SmackDown. Raw's a little bit better. The wrestling is a little bit more competitive. They seem to try harder. You know why? Because you could be the top guy on Raw. Big E's the top guy on Raw. Anybody could be the top guy on Raw. But to be the top guy on SmackDown, you got to be Roman Reigns. So why try? What does it matter? You could be absolute dog shit like Happy Corbin and still get tons of TV time. Why try? Why put in the effort? Why put your body on the line? Why take that extra bump? Why take that extra time to think about the promo or fight for the words that you really want to use on TV? Why? Does it matter? Doesn't matter. Because no matter what you do, you'll never be the top guy. There's no room for upwards mobility on SmackDown if you're a male talent. And even a female talent. I mean, you look at Charlotte Flair, like there's no really knocking her off that spot. And if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be Sasha Banks. So the rest of them are kind of like, well, I could try, but... And for the men, like, again, there's no chance of being the main star of the show. So why would you bust your ass that extra mile to impress the boss? Like, who cares? You see what I'm saying? It's because your boy Roman having that spot and being untouchable. And then, like, what's the only challenging match he has? What's the only match where the fans are like, ooh, maybe he'll lose? Brock Lesnar. Now, does Brock have his spot because he's worked harder and he's, a good soldier for the company? No. He's done it because he's Brock Lesnar and he is who he is and he's a freak of nature and UFC and all that. And Roman Reigns is there because, his dad, his family, his look, and his mid-level abilities that keep him passable as a top star in WWE. Mid-level wrestling, mid-level promos. He's just good enough. He's got an above-level look, mid-level promos, mid-level wrestling. Compare his promos to an MJF or a CM Punk, and he's nowhere near the ballpark. Compare his wrestling to a Bryan Danielson or AJ Styles, and he's nowhere near the ballpark. So he's mid-level. He's a mid-level talent. He's a solid B+ with a hell of a look. Kind of like Randy Orton.
You're ranking guys, they're not in the same promotions. Like, it's kind of not right.
AJ Styles, AJ Styles is.
AJ Styles, yeah, but I mean, not on the same brand though. I mean, it's kind of tough in the sense where AJ's also in another division. Like, he's kind of just a tag team wrestler now. He's not a singles guy anymore.
Sami Zayn's more interesting than Roman Reigns.
I think Sami's doing fantastic right now. If you want to talk about someone who's really coming up on SmackDown, it's him right now.
Yeah.
Like, if anyone I could see like becoming a huge star right now, it's him on SmackDown.
Yeah, well, too bad he's a heel because there's only so far he can go with Roman Reigns there as a top heel.
Oh, IC title, that's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, because that belt means a whole lot in WWE right now, right? Come on. When's the last time Shinsuke even defended? How many people even know Shinsuke's the champion? Intercontinental title would champion. Not mean that much.
Sure.
Because it doesn't mean anything. Sami Zayn is way better in the ring and on the microphone than Roman Reigns. Way more interesting. Entertainment value? Like, yeah. He doesn't have the look. He doesn't have the family. But he's more fun to watch. And yeah, he'll be the B champion on SmackDown. Good for him. That's nice. At least he's getting paid.
Yeah, well, it's not a bad spot. And the fact that he's still interacting with the main event talent, that only does good things for him.
Yeah, his segments with Brock Lesnar have been really good for him. But I think that's over with for now. All right.
Okay. I would not worry about Sami Zayn. I think they're going to use him quite well.
Yeah, I'm not worried about Sami Zayn. I don't really care. He could do, he could survive in WWE fine. Or not. I mean, it is what it is. I can't. I don't feel nice feelings for Sami Zayn. Yeah, he's pretty good on TV, but if he fucking does well or if he doesn't, whatever. I don't give a shit. I don't care about him. I don't. I really don't.
There's not a lot of other new stars that are really pushing on SmackDown, so.
No, and the ones they are pushing.
Think about it.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, I don't care about him. They haven't really given me a reason to care about him. He exists. He's all right. He's fun to watch. I'll give him that. He's fun to watch, but other than that, I don't know. I don't see much. Like, I don't see, like, them doing a lot with him. Oh, they'll make him Intercontinental Champion. He'll come out. He'll do some promos. He'll be, like, a nice little part of the show until they find a strong baby face that they want to run over Sami with. Matter of time.
Like, they could turn him face. He's been heel long enough.
Character like this, though, they don't usually do a lot with. They'll make him champion. They'll give him promos, but I don't see them doing this gimmick to like a main event level. But whatever, mid-card is fine. Again, he's a bright spot in an otherwise bad show.
Everyone, it's Santa!
Doug Hepburn dropping a super chat. Johnny North better than Peter North.
Took the lead.
There you go. Doug Hepburn taking the lead. Doug, you are the super chat leader of the night. Thank you, Doug. I like it. What up, Jason Pete? What up, Doug Hepburn? Doug, send me those figures. Thank you, and we'll work out a deal. I'll send you some stuff. You'll send me some stuff, and we'll have a Merry Christmas. John, you sufficiently pissed me off tonight with all that Roman Reigns love. And your defense of Roman Reigns, again, makes no sense. Like, he's bad. What do you like about him? Well, he's the main event. He's the star of the show. That doesn't mean he's good. You ever seen a movie with a bad actor in the fucking lead role? A bad movie with a bad actor in the lead role? You don't say, well, he's the lead, so it must be good. No, he's a fucking bad lead on a bad show.
Look, everyone,
Garbage.
it's Santa!
Well, I like the super chats coming in. That's pretty good.
There you go, Jason Pete dropping a super chat. Now Jason Pete is the new super chat leader. I like it. Thank you, Jason. You know what I'm saying about Roman, though? Like, you've seen TV shows where the lead actor sucks and the show is boring, and then the show eventually gets canceled. Thing is, with WWE, he's not going to get canceled, you know? No matter how bad it is. But that's how I see Roman Reigns. He's the lead on a bad show. He's a bad lead on a bad show. Doesn't make him good. He's just the star of a bad show. He's like the fucking, I don't know. What's a bad show? I don't know. What's one of those shows you like, John? One of those teen dramas. You know? He's like the girl who kills herself on that Kill Yourself show on Netflix. She's a bad actress and a bad show. What's that show? 13 Reasons?
That's what you thought. 13 Reasons Why.
Yeah.
Again,
bad lead, or that fucking kid. The kid who, like, should have killed her or whatever. The fucking main kid. Bad fucking lead on a bad fucking show. Yeah, whatever.
The whole idea is to not kill yourself. That's the whole thing. Not to try to kill the girl. That was the whole idea.
Jason Pete says, I mean, since Roman has been in WWE, when was he really over as a heel or babyface? Really, never. It's just all we have. Yep. It's just all they're giving us. But he hasn't been on fire as anything.
You tell me he's not over right now? He's super over right now.
With who? Sorry, are the ratings
with
are the ratings crazy
to.
good? Are they doing huge ratings? Are they selling out arenas? Sorry, did you see the attendance?
SmackDown's doing better than Raw. That was
Have
Raw.
You seen the
I saw the
attendance?
attendance for Raw.
Yeah, check the attendance for SmackDown last week.
I have to check it. I haven't checked it.
All right. Well, Raw had bad attendance on Monday. I did see that in where were they? Milwaukee, I think. No, they were in Minnesota. Minnesota.
They gotta stop going to these arenas where they have to get 20,000. Like, they can't do that anymore. They gotta go to smaller arenas because it looks bad when stuff like that happens.
You're proving my point for me, John. You're telling me Roman's over. You're telling me Roman's over, but then you're telling me they can't go to 20,000 seat arenas. So which is it? Is he over and selling tickets?
Well, we'll check Chicago. I think Chicago did pretty good. I'm not too worried about Chicago. But Raw lacks the star power. Doesn't have Roman Reigns.
Ugh. SmackDown sold a bunch of tickets tonight. They were at 95% capacity, about 10,000 seats sold for SmackDown.
It's pretty good.
Not 20,000, 10,000. And last week, SmackDown did well as well. But I don't think Roman Reigns is selling the tickets. I mean, Roman wasn't even on the show last week, right? I don't think it's Roman that's selling tickets. I think a lot of it is just the WWE brand.
Oh, it's interesting that SmackDown's doing better than Raw, though. I mean, Raw, it's a longer running show, yet not drawing as well.
Raw was in St. Paul, Minnesota. SmackDown was in Chicago, Illinois. It has to do with the buildings that they're doing, too. Raw was in Memphis last week. SmackDown was in Los Angeles. SmackDown's going to hotter markets for wrestling. They're going to bigger money venues. You can't compare Memphis to Los Angeles. You can't compare St. Paul, Minnesota to Chicago, Illinois. So don't tell me Raw is doing so badly and SmackDown's going to two of the biggest cities in the fucking world. Raw was in Memphis and St. Paul. Come on. Don't bullshit me. Again, you're bullshitting me. You're trying to use these numbers, and that's what WWE does. They fucking cherry pick this and that, and it's to prove that, hey, look, we're doing the right thing, but really, it's bullshit. And you're falling into it.
I mean, you're not liking the stats now. That's it. That's the way I'm looking at that.
Excuse me?
I mean, SmackDown, you just proved it. Like, SmackDown is outselling Raw.
Did you not hear what I said? Do you understand the fucking difference between Memphis, Tennessee, and Los Angeles, California? Do you understand the difference in fucking size and scope of the cities? You understand the difference between St. Paul, Minnesota, and Chicago, Illinois? Raw in St. Paul on Monday and SmackDown in fucking Chicago? There's a big difference there, John.
Yeah, we'll just wait and see, like, when it's vice versa, like, when they switch it up, like, how Raw does on the opposite end, SmackDown.
SmackDown right now for a show on the 21st of January in Nashville, Tennessee. Okay, next month. Nashville, Tennessee. Comparable to Memphis.
Mm-hmm.
They have 2,781 tickets sold. And the capacity is only 4,000. Like, it's a 5,000 seat arena that they've only sold out about 50% for a show in Nashville. I mean, the arena seats more, but they're only selling for about 5,000 tickets in Nashville. Tell me again that Roman Reigns is putting asses in seats. They've sold just under 3,000 tickets for a SmackDown show on the 21st of January in Nashville, Tennessee. Tell me again that Roman Reigns is a fucking needle mover. Nice t-shirt, Roman. Look at the fucking numbers. Oh, I don't like the numbers, John. I don't like the numbers.
Well, just wait until after the holidays for that one.
2,700 seats fucking sold for a show in a month. A SmackDown TV show in Nashville. Tell me again that Roman Reigns fucking sells out arenas. Tell me again that he's a fucking draw. Bullshit.
Well, they had Roman come onto like a Raw show to help boost the Raw attendance. I think that was that Long Island show they did. So, like, regardless of what anyone thinks, like, WWE sees it like he is a draw.
They try to make him a draw. All right. Doug Hepburn dropping a super chat. He says, got to end the show with a Bret Hart or Johnny North impression, Dave. All right. Oh, I'm Johnny North. I love Roman Reigns so much. Like the video. Subscribe. I'll see you Monday night after Raw. No, wait. I'll see you tomorrow night for the Woodley Paul fight.